Well, let's talk about the psychology of the luxury branding. Luxury brands often use scarcity and exclusivity to increase desirability. This taps into our desire for status and the uniqueness. Well, have you heard of the IKEA effect? We tend to place higher value on products we have partially created ourselves. This is why some brands offers customization options. Now let's discuss the impact of the brand archetypes. Many successful brands align themselves with the universal character types like the hero or caregiver. This can help create a strong, relatable brand personality. Well, did you know that our decisions making can be influenced by cognitive biases? For example, confirmation biases lead us to favor information. Smart brands understand and sometimes leverage these biases in their marketing. Well, let's talk about the power of brand purpose. Brands with a clear purpose beyond profit often connect more deeply with the consumers. And this is why many brands highlights their mission or values in their marketing. Well, have you noticed how some brands use the power of the contrast in their marketing? By highlighting the differences between their products and competitors, they can make their offering seems more attractive. Now, let's discuss the impact of the brand extension. When done right, extending a brand into new product or new product category can leverage existing brand equity. However, it need to make sense to consumer to be successful. Well, did you know that we often make decisions based on primacy and the recency effect? We tend to remember the first and the last items in the list better than those in the middle. This is why many brands put their most important messages at the beginning and the end of their communication. Well, let's talk about the psychology of the brand loyalty. Loyal consumers often develop an emotional attachment to the brands, and this is why many brands focus on building long-term relationship rather than just making quick sales. Well, have you heard of a Badler-Meinhof phenomena? Once we notice something, we tend to notice it more often. This is why repeated exposure to a brand can make it seem more prevalent. Now, let's discuss the impact of the brand voice on perception. The way a brand communicates can significantly influence how it's perceived. This is why many brands have detailed guidelines for their tone of voice. Well, did you know that our perception of value is often relative? We judge the value of the things in a comparison to other things, not in a absolute terms. This is why comparative advertising can be effective. Well, let's talk about the power of brand rituals. Well, creating rituals around products or product use can increase brand attachment. Well, think about the rituals of putting a lime in a Corona beer. Well, have you noticed how some brands use the power of anticipation? Well, building excitement for products or product launch can significantly boost its success. And this is why many tech companies create a buzz before releasing the products. Now, let's discuss the impact of the brand authenticity. Consumers increasingly value brands that seems genuine and transparent. This is why many brands are adopting a more honest conversation in a communication style. Well, did you know that our brain are weird to seek patterns and meanings? And this is why many successful logos have hidden meaning or symbols. It makes them a more interesting and memorable. Well, let's talk about the psychology of the brand communities. Strong brands communities can significantly boost loyalty and word of mouth marketing. This is why many brands invest in creating and nurturing customer communities. Well, have you heard of a concept of brand love? Some consumers develop deep emotional connections to brand, similar to the interpersonal relationships. This is the ultimate goal for many brands.